Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan and I welcome you to this video, to this channel, and to this space. I know it's been a while since I've been on. I'm still trying to figure out my new schedule, and I appreciate everybody's patience with me, with this channel, as I work through this new work schedule. But I did want to reach out to you guys and get you an Oracle reading before too much time had passed. It's already been a couple of weeks. It's just flown past. But this is a collective reading for the timeless. Let me try that again. This is a timeless reading for the collective, yes. And so whenever you come across this video, however you come across it, it's the right time for you to be getting this message. And what we do is we pull a card from our mega deck. You can look down in the description below if you don't know how that was put together and what all went into the mega deck. But today's card is pulled from Scot Howden's Oracle of Light and Dreams. And it's card number 7, Crescent Moon. And before we go into the book and look at the reading in the book, I always like to get all of the messages from the image itself directly that we have in front of us. I have the same image that you've got in front of you. So let's just take a look at this card. First of all, we know that the number 7 is a very strong, powerful number. It's a very magical number. It's been used throughout millennium in various religions and philosophies, Hermetic principles. There are 7 of those. There are 7 days of the week. It took supposedly 7 days for the creation of the earth. I don't know about that one. But there's a lot of different things about the number 7 as well. For our elf here, our little fey person, who is very carefully, very gently holding an entire universe in the palms of her hands. She's got a lot of purple and gold on, so I feel a lot of crown chakra energy coming from this card. Blue and violet in the background. Birds with the crescent moon in the back of this little image of the little forest scene that she's holding on to. Birds are messengers of information and knowledge. We know that depending on what phase the moon is in, a crescent moon can either be waning or waxing, waning or waxing. And I don't know if this is one way or the other. I know that we're just coming out of a full moon as I upload this video. But again, we remember that these are timeless readings. So it's not so much about where we are right now as the energy of the card. And we know that with crescent moon energy, if it's waxing, it's growing stronger. That's the time that we want to start putting a lot of energy, a lot of focus, a lot of attention into new projects, new things to be completed. On the other hand, if it's a waning crescent moon, then the energy is coalescing. It's like the wave front collapsing on the quantum field, on the event horizon of the quantum field itself. And so there's very powerful messages coming through here about endings and beginnings, about starting and finishing things. So wherever you are in a project, whenever you pull this reading, just remember that you're in control of what's going on around you and in your life. And when you operate within nature's frequencies, shall we say, as in like following the moon's phases, following the seasonal phases. Right now we're in a winter phase in the northern hemisphere, at least on this side of the planet. On the other side, they're facing a summer. So that's exactly a good point to just understand how, just depending on where you are standing in terms of location of space and time, this card is going to give you different messages. And if you are familiar with this deck, you know how that works. So the only other thing I can think of to say is this looks like a very healthy little forest. Whatever she's doing, she should keep up the good work, because this little bit of reality is thriving. And this is kind of how we create our realities, is we hold our intention, we hold our attention on a goal, a target, a dream, mission, vision, whatever it is, something you want to have happen, something you want to see happen. And as we put in our attention and focus and intention, we create our reality. Look at the world that you are living in right now. And I'm not talking about like the big world with wars across the planet and stuff that we don't have anything to do with. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the wars that you've got going on within you. The things that you are fighting within yourself. You're not going to have a strong, healthy reality if you're constantly doing battle with yourself, with the environment, with whatever. So be paying attention to what you're paying attention to. Let's take a look in the book and find out what it says for us for our card for today. Card number 7, Crescent Moon. Oh, of course. Here we go. And I'm just going to say, I say this every time on these readings, but it always holds true. I didn't actually look at the book reading before I started this reading, so I don't actually know what it says. I just opened the book and it says, conserve and love your world. And our keywords for Crescent Moon are protect, nurture, balance, and conserve. Like the moon and stars around her, the moon maiden glows mysteriously as she illuminates the beauty and fragility around us. She has a deep affinity for the life of her world and strives to preserve the fine balance of nature. Cupped in her hands, a forest grows in a protective cradle of moonlight. The magical radiance highlights the delicate silver branches and silhouettes of birds. She is apprehensive of daytime and hopes to send a message of conservation and love so that we, too, will appreciate the wild and help to protect it. And our quote for the day is from Henry David Thoreau from his poem Walking. In wildness is the preservation of the world. Yes, I feel... I'm trying to remember, there was a movie that came out a while back, years ago, like a Pixar movie, a cartoon movie, and it was, I don't know if it's WALL-E. No, I don't think it was WALL-E, but it's something like that. A futuristic thing where people decided that nature was bad. Nature was not to be encouraged. So they, planted fake trees, aluminum metal trees, and pulled out the old trees, and then they weren't getting good oxygen in their air, so they had to start manufacturing air and selling it to people. I'm sure you probably know which movie I'm talking about, and you probably know what point I'm making here. They figured it out eventually in that movie, obviously, that killing your planet that you live on is a really stupid way to try to thrive in your environment. And we need to be paying attention to what we're doing that is affecting, because we affect our environment in everything we do. It's one reason why I haven't bought another car to replace the car that broke down and died. We've got public transit here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's not the world's best, but A, it's free, and B, it is there. It shows up at some point, whether it shows up on the schedule that is published or what they are saying it's supposed to be, it's free. It's hard to argue and complain about stuff when it's free. And that's my point, is those buses are running regardless, whenever they are running and wherever they are running. All I have to do is take my little feetsies and walk down the street to a bus stop. And there are bus stops within a mile of where I live, going in all sorts of different directions in Albuquerque. So I can go downtown, I can go to the West Mesas, I can go anywhere on the bus. And I'm not putting any further pollution into the planet, into the air, into the soil, into the water by walking and catching the bus that's already running. So I would encourage you, if you have opportunities, maybe don't drive into work a couple of days a week. Maybe ride your bike in if you have a bike and it's safe to do so. Of course, we're always going to be mindful of safety, because if we're not safe, then if something happens to us, we're not in control of what we're creating either. So we need to be mindful of what we are doing with our environment and understand that we create our reality. So if you are happy with the way things are going, then that is because you've been doing the good work. You've been incorporating the shadow aspects with the light aspects within yourself. You're bringing your authentic self, stepping into your integrity forward for every relationship, in every conversation, in every experience that you have outside of yourself and within yourself as well, that you create this reality with care, with intention, with love and nurturing for yourself too. So, important message. I needed to get that to you today. I apologize for the fumbling, stumbling stuff. I'm short on sleep and short on time and all of that. But I wanted to be sure that this got to you guys. Feel free to leave any comments if you feel inclined to do that, like, subscribe, share, if that feels like the right thing for you to do. Because the only thing you should ever do with YouTube, with social media, with anything online at all, and everything in your life in general, is to do what you know is right for you. To come from that place of integrity. As it does no harm, do what you will. If you're not hurting yourself, if you're bringing benefit to yourself, you're exercising, you're drinking water, you're eating better foods, you're being kinder to yourself, you're spending less time judging yourself and others. If you're doing that good work, you're going to start seeing those results, if you haven't already started seeing them very strongly into your life. You're going to be building that new environment, that beautiful little forest with the birds and the moon, all gorgeousness. Absolutely. You can feel her intention, and it's nothing but love. So have an amazing, fantastic day. I love you guys. If you haven't heard that recently, it's probably because I haven't uploaded anything recently, but I love you. You are amazing. I am so happy that you are here. Thank you so much for joining us on our adventure today. Have an amazing day. Namaste and ciao for now.